Scruffy Live Sessions. Man, welcome back, guys, to Scruffy Live Sessions podcast. This is your host, DJ Scruffy, baby. And I am so excited about today's episode. We have the head of Lumin Vibrations here in the studio, baby. Alex, tell what is going on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. What's up, Scruffy? How's it going, man?
Man, it's going great. What can I tell you? Another beautiful day. We're here in the studio and drinking a little beer.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Cheers. You got
saying?
that one.
We raising we raising the vibration. I don't know what anyone else is
Right,
doing.
that's what I like to hear. That's what life is about. You gotta have a fucking good vibe anywhere you are, anywhere you go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And for me, it's all about making that experience. And after doing some research and uh getting to know what Lumen Vibrations is all about, I'd like to hear from your words. Like what would if you had to put a mission statement right now with Lumen Vibrations? I know I'm getting a feeling because I'm feeling the vibrations from everything that you guys are currently doing. But
Thank you, thank
hit
you.
the crowd right from the start, baby. What
So,
is
man,
Lumen Vibrations mission statement?
so my statement is like, we're just trying to bring happiness, peace, love, unity, and all of that. We're just trying to make everybody who are from like, different crowds, maybe somebody who you never would have ever thought of meeting. We're just trying to bring the people together with music, with, peace, with like everything, all of that. So our main journey and our main goal is to bring the underground to everybody who's trying to enjoy, maybe. And that's our thing. That's our main goal. It's like we're trying to bring all these other genres because every event you go to, it's gonna be hip hop, it's gonna be reggaeton, it's gonna be EDM. So all those genres, some people who are like interested in hip hop, some people who are interested in reggaeton, they probably never even been to EDM party. So or a hip hop party. So just bringing all those cultures together in one roof and one environment, I just think that's a great thing. And that's just what we're trying to bring. We're just trying to bring everybody together with music.
Hey, man, I resonate with that a lot. And you're 100% true, man. You're right. Some events only focus on certain niches, so you only get a certain crowd. But,
Exactly.
making an experience where I can have a hip hop head next to a plur fucking candy kid, day one raver from,
Exactly.
and here we are, like, maybe there's something that they need to learn from each other. Um,
Exactly.
so that's what I'm talking about, man. Dude, I feel that a lot. If I may ask, what inspired the overall journey to get to the point where we're like, man, you know what? This is what I want to spend my energy on. I want to build a culture revolved around this and expanding this. If I may ask, what has led to where we are now? Yeah.
Strongly influenced me would have to be my dad from the start because rest in peace. But he was into the music scene heavy. He was a DJ. He would like to do like live events with his music. Also, but he was more of a like banda, like Hispanic cumbias and salsa and all that type of music. But it's very good music. Like you still pick up that like nowadays. Like I hear a Hispanic song and I'm fucking going crazy, because it just brings me back to those roots. Yeah, exactly. Like sa, like all of that. So at the end of the day, like he just had a big inspiration. There you go, man. He just had a big inspiration. And then after that, I went to my first event. That's when I really got into music. I knew I wanted to be a part of music. So I'm gonna tell you the long story. I hope
Hit
that's
it.
cool with you.
Hit it. Go
So the
deep.
long,
Go deep.
yeah, okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So the long story starts with, of course, my dad. He was a big influencer, and then from there, wanted to stick to music. So I got into gloving. I don't know if you know what that is, but gloving the light shows,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I got
yeah.
into that. Exactly, I got into that, and then I was just like, dang, I like to perform with music. So in high school, I did it for my talent show, and I just got a bunch of recognition. People were just like, "Oh, you're that kid who gloves. You're that kid who gloves." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm like, "Hey, that's cool." People recognize the art. So after that, I stopped getting it. I stopped kind of going into gloving, and I got into DJing because I went to my first event with my brother. My first event was Beyond Wonderland, and it was
Hey,
a 2 day event. But sadly, I only went one day because my brother had something to do the next day or something like that, and I couldn't go with anyone else except for him. So we went one day, but man, within that one day, I experienced so much, like it's crazy. So after that one day, I was like, man, I feel like the power comes from the DJ because the DJ he plays the music and he chooses like how you want to feel. If you want to feel happy, if you want to feel sad, if you want to feel like you want to fuck shit up, like he just has that power. So I'm just like, damn, I like that energy and I like that power and that control. So I'm just like, I want to become a DJ. So I started DJing little by little, but then I was just like, you know what? I feel like there's a good amount of DJs, and I kind of want to like, and then I didn't, and then I feel like to stand out as a DJ, you gotta produce your own music, you know. So I was like,
definitely.
I started producing a little bit on FL Studios, but then I was like, I felt like something else, like I was descendingly like it stopped catching my attention. And then I started going to more shows and shows, and then I would see the light production, and I'm like, man, the light production is nice, because I would take like I would like just have a good time anywhere I would go, and then everywhere was a different experience. So I would experience something differently with these visuals and like the lights. So then I was just like one day I was like, man, like I go to underground events too, and I've noticed the difference from club events to underground events was the production. So I'm like, some of them they have like everywhere you're gonna have music, you're gonna have speakers, like all of that,
Right.
obviously. So, but the production was always limited. So I was like, I want to bring like a EDC type stage to a smaller area, which is like the underground scene. And then that's when I slowly started getting into lighting, and now I have like a big lighting production, which is still growing. It's still a process of growing because it's endless. And from there, that's when I started Lumin Vibes, man. When I was
Hey,
actually I started it by myself, but now I actually have a team going, which is we're still growing and we're going strong.
hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's amazing how like all the different influences, like from your father and like playing different
definitely.
subgenres of music,
Yeah,
leading to the point of like self discovery. Like maybe I really want to do this, but
exactly.
like but damn, the
Yeah,
industry standard wants me to do that, and you know what? Maybe this is not for me.
exactly.
Um, I've
The
been there.
beautiful thing that I always loved, though, like I always knew, is that whatever I did had to involve music.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Like it had to, like just because, like I feel like it's very powerful. Like a music could just change your emotion like quickly. Like that's powerful.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
If I may ask, aside from like the being at the productions and seeing the lighting and being like, wow, this is an element that like underground curators put a lot of focus in because we're not at a club. We don't have $1 million budget for this, and
exactly,
that.
exactly.
But did you ever have a moment where you walk into um like a Spencer's Gifts or like one of those weird stores that have all the lights and you're just a kid in a playground, you're like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
Yeah, so it's funny because every place I go to, I always like I would just always like so that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy how this adds up because my dad added the music, and then I just love partying in general. I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like to have a fun time? And then gloving, like gloving with the lights. Like I was always attracted to lights, like just standing out with lights, and like they just caught my interest. So then that's when I was just like, oh, lighting, music, production. And then on top of that, I would always go to like stores, like any like it could be any store, but as long as they have lights, I would always like geek out. And I was like a nerd. I'll be like, damn, like what does this light do? What does that light do? Like look at that light, like so it's funny because last time I was with my girl, I was with my girlfriend, and we went to Spencer's. So then, like, they have like these little disco ball lights, and I was even looking at them, and I was like reading them. I was like, okay, like I was imagining, like, what can I do with these? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just like lights are the shit, man.
Yeah, same here, man. They're like
Yeah,
shiny. Ooh.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's funny because I have a story because I actually went to the desert rave, and it was a 2 day camping event, and then it was maybe like around 6 in the morning, And then I was like, you know, I couldn't really sleep because I was having trouble sleeping. And then I was like, man, like I remember just seeing like in the distance some light. And then I was like, oh, someone's having a campfire. But it was like 5:30 in the morning. So I was like, but I'm like very extroverted. So I like to like go out, talk to new people. So I was like, let me go see what these people are doing. Like, I don't know, let me just go, you know? And then like what brought me there was their campfire, you know, the light. So I don't know. I just think light's a good thing, you know, in general. Like it always brings people, it attracts people. Like you said, oh, the shiny, look at the light, like you know, like
100%. And that's another thing, another element that like has always caught my attention growing up, like first introduced to like the rave scene.
right.
And regardless of the state of mind, you know, like there's an emotion that comes from lighting. There's a my cat over here trying to say
Hey,
hello.
I know. I just saw him up in the. Hey, that's a nice cat.
Unexpected hello. Her
We got
name
a
is
special
Nala.
guest in the house.
Yeah.
No.
Nala, cue the intro music. All right, baby, we gotta go. You know, but speaking on lights, like I've always felt like lights tell a different side of the story. You know, the music is they're hitting a certain sense, but like
Oh yeah.
but the lighting is also providing another side of the
Oh no, yeah, that's it's funny because me and my brother. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no,
Me and
please.
my brother were actually talking about that because you know I would go to underground shows because I live in like you know mid city, which is like central of like LA, which is like close. I'm close to like downtown, a few minutes away from there.
Okay.
Close to like Hollywood, a few minutes away. You know, like so I'm surrounded by the scene. You know, so I would go a lot to these underground events, and the ones that were mostly free were the rhythm shows.
Hey.
So I would always go to those, and then I was like, damn, you know this. The music is fucking nice. Don't get me wrong, because I love all types of EDM. I love all of it. So I was like, the music is nice, you know, like you know, I like to fuck shit up, get in there heavy. But then I'm like, the only thing is, I feel like it's missing something, and the thing it was missing was production. And then it's funny because I was actually with my buddy last time, and then he plays a little bit of dubstep music. So he was doing dubstep while I was doing my lights, and I'm like, damn, this is what we need to bring to the people. You know, this is what's gonna just it's gonna make it an immersive experience. You know.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Dude, it's amazing. We definitely have that in common. Because for me as a DJ, I feel that I've been trying to focus a lot more on that well-rounded experience, like not
Yeah.
just the mix. Like I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of DJs focus a lot more on the technical side of like they're more worried about what everyone else is doing and not focusing on
Yeah.
like themselves. Um,
Right.
and that's why I try to do the approach of like I talk on the mic. I by worrying less about beat matching and things like that, focusing more on the bottom line and journey. As a
Exactly.
you know, who's there to say I can't DJ and also program my own lighting and have another controller to do both.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. Quick thing.
please
Can I interrupt to go to the restroom?
come on, go right ahead, brother. This will be a great opportunity for me to shout out our sponsors for the
All
show.
right, there you go. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Alrighty, guys. For this episode, we actually don't have a sponsor, but it will be self-sponsored by Scruffy Life Records. So, Scruffy Life Records, baby, bringing the music culture to Los Angeles and a nearby city near you. And Scruffy Life Records is the main provider and sponsor of this show. They are making it possible for us to have this beautiful studio for DJ Scruffy to work in on the back end things on the back end of things. Scruffy Life is the parent company to everything I do. So shout out to Scruffy Life Records for bringing all
Scruffy
the
Life
action.
Records.
I had to self-sponsor my episode.
Oh no, yeah, dude. All means. Not sponsored by White Claw, but I'm drinking a White Claw.
White Claw,
But
Coors Light.
there you go.
Hey,
Scruffy Life.
these guys gonna be paying our bills in the future. You never know.
Honestly, man.
Mm.
Honestly, we gotta get sponsored by them.
I love it. I have a great question for you
Yes, sir.
right now. And if you had to add some, what is the, if you had to add one new element to your production right now, and there was no budget to it,
Ooh,
but you can
ooh.
go back to your same while you can go back to your bank account and the next day, but if right now you had Jeff Bezos credit card and you had to go and buy one thing to level up your production, what would that be, brother?
It'd have to be the Grand MA.
Hey, what is that?
Yeah,
Enlighten
that
us.
so the Grand MA, it's like literally it's the standard issue. Like you'll find it in every club and everybody who's doing live lighting, they have a Grand MA console. That's
Okay.
like your standard issue. Like people DJs are using CDJs,
Yeah.
lighting the directors are using Grand MA.
Is that
So
like a
it's pretty much
DMX controller?
it's a DMX controller, but it's like they come in different sizes, but your average one has like two LCD panels and then like a very big like just a keys and like mouse
Wow.
and like all that like controls. And it goes up to like I want to say the cheapest one is probably like 7,000, $8,000. So like, and that's the
Wow.
like the starting one. So it's like your professional sets are gonna be around like $10,000 to $20,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
would be like a big ass investment.
Well, you picked the right product.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I've
I
been
love
doing a
it.
lot of research.
Hell yeah, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so into that shit. You have no idea. For
Yeah.
me, if you had to ask me the same question, like I want the geysers. I want the LED geysers so fucking bad.
Is
I don't
that
even
is that the fog machine?
yeah, but the vertical ones.
Yeah, dude,
Yes.
I'm trying to get those too, bro, because I have a fog machine, but like sometimes it just shoots straight and like a lot, but I want
Yeah.
something to shoot up and like expand. Like give it like that live theatrical effect.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and I'll send you a couple of links outside of the show.
All right.
I've been peeping it out for a while and
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's looking like to do it right, it's a $300 investment, but I've seen
Okay.
some where you can get away for 150. The only difference is it won't come with the LED lighting, but shit, we got plenty of park cans. Just fucking
Oh
put a
yeah.
just
Honestly,
yeah,
yeah.
just add a park can and ghetto rig, done deal.
Yeah, honestly, like sometimes you just gotta like work with what you got. Like that's what I've been like taught with lighting. I'm just like, cause I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I've been seeing like other productions, and I'm just like, damn, I want that. Like,
Yeah.
and then I look at my production. Like now, I love it because like I actually got to where I'm trying to get. But like in the beginning, I only had 2 gig bars, and then I was just like, damn, I need like more dynamics or more like blah blah. And then
Yeah.
like yeah, just yeah.
And excuse my ignorance, can you actually can you with the gig bar, does it have DMX capability to be able to control
Yeah,
all the different
yeah.
elements?
Yeah, so
Wow.
literally all the lights I have right now, they're all DMX controllable.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Hell
so I'm
yeah.
controlling all of them. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's literally on my free time. That's all I do. I just like to come home. I like to program. I like to just
Wow.
get in my own little space.
Nice. Do
Yeah.
you see Lumen Vibrations tapping into the video mapping projections in the future?
Yes, yes. So that's literally something we have in the works right now. I actually have some connections with some people, but I want to finalize people to be in my team. And my team it's going to consist of like all these elements. It's going to consist of like VDJs, which is me, DJs, promoters, like
Nice.
mapping, like all these social media, like marketing, all of these people. I'm trying to my goal is to create a real fundamental, solid structure for Lumin Vibrations.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
what I'm
I'm
talking
trying to.
about.
My idol. It's Pascal, and I look up to him a lot because like if he could do it, like any of us could do it. We just gotta have the love and the fucking motivation that he did.
Hell yeah. And the vision.
Yeah, the vision as well. Yeah, we can't forget that. We gotta go
Hell
the distance.
yeah.
We
I
gotta
feel
see
that.
everything that we could go there though.
I feel that. And deep diving your history as an event curator, let's talk a little bit about that. First events. Let's talk about some of the first events. Uh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to I want to hear about I want to hear some of the good and the bad. I want to hear about some of some of the unexpected things you faced. I want to hear about some of all your success stories.
Definitely.
And then we'll take it from there.
Okay, awesome. So I would have to say my first event, it was pretty hectic just because it was by myself. I started all of this myself. Um, but at the end of the day, like you said, you got to have a vision. I had a vision, and my vision was to be lighting and to do an event behind my lighting. So I started, I did my lighting. I was ready to do my first event, and what I did was create my page, Lumin Vibes, and then from there I started hitting up DJs and being like, "Hey, you guys are willing to get some content to play live, and then you guys also get noticed by people. Just all this networking with everybody." So we ended up doing my first event. I want to say it's literally at the start of, I don't even know when coronavirus started, because like, man, we just been too much into it
Shit.
now, because like shit, like it's been too long. It's been too long, Scruffy.
For real, for
So
real.
yeah. So um we did our first event at the very beginning of the pandemic. Like, this is how you know it's very beginning, because the clubs were barely beginning to shut down. So clubs were barely shutting down, and then your local clubs like Avenue, the Avalon Academy, like the Catch One, the all of these clubs locally, they were already shutting down. So people
Yeah.
didn't know where to go to party, but people still wanted to party. Partying never stops. So luckily, by that time, it was possibly like St. Patrick's Day. I remember because I was my event was themed St. Patrick's event,
Mm.
and so a lot of stuff happened. I had a venue in, it was Rosemead, yeah, in Rosemead. It was a very big like warehouse, and I was set, like it was a set location, and everything was gonna go well there. But sadly, the guy was doing too many events consistently, and I guess the neighbors or somewhere close by they called the cops, and
Oh,
the place pretty much got rolled by cops, and then they were checking it consistently, making sure he wasn't doing events. So
mm,
this is how determined I was to do the event. The guy charged me X amount of money, and to book a studio, it costs money. And
yeah.
at that time, I didn't have that much money, but I was so determined to do my first event at his place that I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, I do security. I see that you do events. Let me do security sometimes for your events, free of charge, and then just add that to the bill that I'm gonna pay you." So I paid him like a percentage, and then the other percentage I worked it off. So
Wow.
that's how determined I was. Like, and then I don't even live close to Rosemead at the minute, like, and I also, like, my transportation isn't reliable. So it was a mission, but like, you gotta follow your goals and your dreams, right? So
Hell
that's what I
yeah.
did.
You weren't gonna let
So
that stop you.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So I did that, and then he told me, he's like, "Hey, man, I don't think you're gonna be able to do an event here at night unless you want to do it in the day." But I talked to all my people who I was working with at that time, which is my brother, my family members. Shout out my mom, shout out my brother, because they
Hey.
support me 110% with this. Honestly, all my family members do, and I love that so much, because they knew how my dad was, so they're just like, "Oh, your dad was the one who taught you this," so like, they don't even mind. So shout out to them. They helped me out, and then they told me, they're like, "Hey, it's better if you do a night event better than a day one, because just people love the night better than the day, because at the end of the event they just go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, if you do it in the day, you end it early, people aren't gonna know what to do. Like, it's gonna be a little upsetting. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. So I did it a night event. Sadly, I had to change locations literally 24 hours before the event. So I was with my friend. Shout out to that friend too. His name is Eli. Me and him, we were in his garage. We were just like, I was stressing out. I was like, dude, I don't know if I should call it off, like reschedule it. Like, I don't have a location. And then the thing on top of that was that I sold tickets. So I'm like, man, like, I don't want to have to like reschedule people's tickets, or like have to do a refund, like all this other stuff, like
Yeah.
extra work that was unnecessary. So he helped me out find a solution. We went on Peerspace, and then we actually contacted this guy who had a studio in downtown. And long story short, we ended up booking the studio with him last minute, and he was cool with it. And we the only thing, I was kind of shaky from the start, because the studio was really close to Staples Centers in downtown.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're familiar with that area, but like, there's a bunch of cops that kind of patrol like every, like,
Yeah.
now and then, especially in the night. So I was like, 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 I at the end of the day, you got to take a risk, man.
Yeah.
It's
Why
like,
not?
yeah, you gotta take a risk. So I took the risk, knowing that like anything could happen. So it was around 9 o'clock because my event was from 9 to 2. So 9 o'clock rolled around. People already were. We got there early. We set up. We were running behind like maybe 30 minutes behind schedule, and people were already at 9 o'clock lined up at the door. And then I was just like,
Hey.
I was happy. I was really happy. I was like, man, people are lined up, ready to go. And it went really well. Like I even sold out too because people were like asking me like, "Hey, is this still going on? Like, are you open like for business? Blah blah. Like, is this event still going on with the whole pandemic?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely." And this was before face masks were a thing, so we didn't even think about like he like,
Yeah.
but we definitely did some procedures like we made sure that people were like have hand sanitizer,
Right.
have like all these things to make sure you could do the best you can to like provide the event. So we did that, and then we actually sold out, and we sold out, and people still wanted to purchase tickets, but we had to cap it at a hundred and like I think 5 or 10 people or 15 people it was, because I just didn't want to. It was a certain space, and I didn't want it to like overflow. So I wanted like everybody to enjoy themselves and not be like sardines like at these raves now like nowadays.
Yeah,
But
yeah, literally.
yeah, but everything was going well, and then maybe around 11 o'clock, which was like a peak hour, literally. And this is why I say shout out my mom and my brother, because my brother, we had a bar, and my mom, she was the bartender. She was serving the drinks, and then on top of that, like we had nachos. So we were serving nachos, like we were selling nachos, we were selling alcohol, and then we had like the whole St. Patrick's theme, like I invested a good amount of time and money into it, so I'm
I
pretty
believe
proud
it.
of how it turned out. And then sadly, maybe like around 11:30, that's when my the doorman, which was my friend who was doing security, he was like, "Hey man, some guys complaining about too much noise." I forgot to mention this, but the studio was on an apartment complex. On top was an apartment complex. On the bottom was a studio and some stores.
Wow.
So the bass, I guess it
Yeah.
made too much noise, and then upstairs it made too much noise. The guy came down, and then he called the cops on us. Cops came, and to this day, I feel so mad about this, but I'm not gonna let it ruin like what I'm doing. But I honestly feel like they illegally came in because the guy who was owning the building, he had all the like the permits and everything
Yeah,
to
yeah.
own the building. So inside it was kind of like a private event, but they didn't know it was a public event for like an event. But
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, it was inside indoors. But that's a whole other story. Like I'm not gonna get into all the details. I'm not a lawyer, but
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
came in, they broke down the party. They even tried. It's funny because I think they had some like older guy. Like if you're about the scene, like who's within the scene, like who's like here to come party and stuff. So there was this older guy that he was like, "Hey, are you selling any more tickets at the door?" Because I went out to go check what was going on, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to buy tickets so I could go in," and I'm like, "Nah, man, like we don't have no more tickets. Sorry." And then he's like, "Oh, what if I give you like money? Like, would you let me in?" I'm like, "Nah, man. Like, like I don't know. He was just giving me a weird vibe. Like, you could
yeah.
sense the crowd, your people. So I was like, "Nah, man." And then he's like, "What if the cops leave? Like, you like, will you like take me in?" I'm like, "Nah, man. I'm sorry. Like, I'm strict about like the policy about getting your ticket and being early." He was like, "Okay, cool." So that ties into the later part of the story. So the cops they come in, they see that I was like trying to put I was trying to put like the booze away because like we can't really sell booze without
Yeah,
a
yeah.
thing. So I was trying to put the booze away, and then they saw me, and that the first thing they came was just to get me. So they're like, "Hey, come over here." So they got me. They got me like this in like the back, and then I had to tell my mom like, "Hey, mom, relax, it's cool, like nothing's gonna happen, blah blah." And then my brother, he's just like, "Oh, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, it's cool. They're just trying to talk to me. They're trying to figure out who's running this." So I gotta shout out every DJ that was there because man, they know about the game, they know about the system, they know about the rules. The
No
number
one
one.
folded, no one cracked.
Yes, nobody folded. Nobody freaking you folded, bro. I gotta give props to everybody about that. They were just like, hey man, like we don't know who's doing this. Because they questioned all the DJs who they saw playing, and like next to the thing, everybody was like, oh, we don't know, we don't know. And then they obviously they put it to me because I had my light production
Yeah.
set, so they saw that I was like a big piece of this event. So they ended up writing me a ticket, and then one of these one. This is by the time they already had me in handcuffs, and then one of these cops, he was like an Asian cop, I think, or um, uh, Japanese descent. But he was like, you know that we had somebody in here monitoring your party, right? Who, like you guys had somebody, and then that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, oh, that guy, he was lying to me. They didn't have nobody in there. He just wanted to say that. But it was that guy who asked me to try to get in and try to
Yeah.
buy a ticket for me. That's he was working undercover with them pretty much. Yeah,
Wow.
so they were trying to like fish me into like doing something bad pretty much.
That's how you know the system
But yeah,
sometimes.
exactly, exactly. But
Wow.
luckily, the cops, like, we talked it out, and then they're like, "Oh, like, we're just gonna give you a cheap ticket. Just take it, so you don't have problems and like go to jail."
Yeah,
And they
man.
give me the ticket. I got the ticket. It wasn't that much, and then after that, man, I just keep doing what I want to do because at the end of the day, I wouldn't. I see that more as a learning curve than like a big problem. Some people they might get scared and be like, "Oh, we're not doing events anymore. This is it." But me, I'm like, okay, like there's always going to be obstacles that you have to overcome to create your goal. So I want to chase my goal because I see the vision and I see like the output that could be made from what I'm trying to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let this little obstacle stop me. If anything, it's a learning curve, and I just learn what not to do for my next event, and then that's what we, continue to do.
Hell yeah, man. I'm a strong believer that problems are treasures and we just need to like dedicate ourselves to solving it, man. I talk about
Yeah,
this all
definitely.
the time on the show. Cause for
Yeah.
any new listeners here in the show here on Scruffy Life Sessions podcast, we deep dive our guests and their success stories and their overall journey in hopes to get a better understanding on like how to better the overall experience. So I thank you for going through that because it really allows the listener
Oh yeah.
to really get a full picture of like, man, lumen vibrations, we're not taking no for an answer. And it really
No,
lets,
yeah.
what
That's
I'm saying?
yeah,
So I feel
yeah,
that. All right. So
yeah.
leading from
That's
that,
one thing. Yeah.
pivoting from that direction where like we're not taking no from an answer, you had a, you closed out your first event and zoom zooming past, let's just say your 3 or 4 events to follow, where would you say you are now, production value, team wise? Talk to us a little bit about your current the now.
Okay, so that was when I first started, which is literally a year ago.
Yeah.
Um, So when I first started, I just had like, my two lights, my little setup, and it was just me with like my family members or anybody who would help me, love to help me. And I give like a shout out to all of them because, at the end of the day, they didn't have to do it, but they still did it because, it's like they love me and they care about what I'm doing. So respect to that. So now, jump a year later, I've gotten so many more connections. I've actually have more lights that I'm looking at right now. That's why I keep looking up because literally they're behind me. And then, I've just gotten a lot more production from where I started to now. I have like lasers, I have like shit par cans, I have a fog machine, like I have a new laptop. Shout out to my grandparents. I have like my own
Hey,
table. Like I have this MIDI controller where I control all my scenes from.
hell yeah.
Like, yeah, just like the production value has gone up. And then I got these like wireless dongles, so I could go wireless on DMX now instead of going wired. So it saves
What?
so much time, so much
Oh
time.
my
It looks
god.
so clean, like it's crazy. So, and then now, I could I could say, and I'm proud to say, and I'm proud to announce to the people who don't know that I have a solid team out there. It consists of 4 people, and those 4 people that are riding with me, they're those good people that we're just gonna, regardless of who makes it first, because all of us are gonna make it, man. Like that's our strive. It's like I just tell my teammates, we laugh about it sometimes because I'm like, aside from being part of Lumin Vibes, you guys are doing your own thing, and it's like whoever makes it first, like we're a team, we're all gonna make it. So it's just like the thing is like who's gonna make it first, that's like where the reality is, But like I love it because it's like I found the people who love the same thing that I love, and they see the same vision that I see, and we're chasing all to the end of the line to the same thing. So it's like no one's like over here trying to be like more than another person. Like, and I feel like that's what a team is really about. All of us are working together to get to the same end goal.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh
Yeah.
man, I am so excited for the upcoming productions that you guys are gonna
Oh
put
yeah.
forth, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And
And
then
then
that's a little side note. We've kind of like sorry, last event, I gotta give a big shout out to my brother and my right hand man, young Davy. You guys know who he is. Yes.
that's right.
He's been ever since he joined me, man, he's been fucking just he's been killing it. Simple as that. He's been fucking killing it. Like that's my brother right there. That's my right hand man. Our last event, I was visiting family members, and where was it? It was in what's it called? In Oregon, Salem, Oregon. So I was in Salem, Oregon, and this was during like New Year's weekend, before New Year's, prior to New Year's. So that event we had was for New Year's, and unfortunately I wasn't there. But my team is so strong that even if I'm not there, things are gonna still be going on, regardless if I'm there or not. So I'm just happy to have a good, solid, structured team to be running things, even if I'm there or not, regardless.
That's a
So that
blessing.
was that was that was our last event, and it went really well. And our
Yeah,
next event is gonna be coming up in March. I don't want to say when because I don't want to give those details out yet, but just
that's right.
people be ready for March. Be expecting
Hey,
March
hey,
Madness. March Madness.
dude, bro, don't even get me started on my March calendar because
I know, I know.
I'll
I've
get
been, I've been
stressed.
seeing you. Yeah,
I'll
I've
just
been
get
seeing
stressed.
you. Yeah. March
No,
Madness, baby. Yeah,
yeah, bring it in, bring
I'm
it
gonna
in,
say
baby.
yes.
Oh man, fuck, I can't wait to be there, support it,
Oh
be
yeah,
involved as much as I can.
yeah.
It,
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
yeah, any assets, any digital, physical assets, anything that SLR can be of help and provide, bro. I'm fucking there. I'm game.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you,
Yeah,
man. Likewise, you always fucking. If you ever need anything, we're always here to serve, man. Like that's what I try to tell people sometimes. I'm like, some people like they're big in the scene, like they're trying to. Some people are trying to be kings of the underground. Like they're trying to take over the underground. But
yeah.
me, I'm just trying to be a part of it, man. I'm trying to serve the underground. It's like I don't want to take over. I want to serve it. So it's like let me be of services.
Hey, respect and love, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I dig that motto a
Yeah.
lot, 100%. And you know what? You're right. I ever since I met Elation, and shout out to Elation Moment, I
Oh
noticed
yeah.
that something that I've been missing and I've been really longing for is just that like egoless side of the industry.
Right, right,
um I don't want to put any names out there, but over in 2019 and 2020 I got
right.
invited to a couple showcases where I felt I had never felt, I guess, demoralized as an artist before. Like,
Oh no, yeah, yeah. I
um
agree.
people, I feel like some people are really stuck in an old mentality and not,
Definitely,
not embracing the future of
definitely.
music because technology has advanced so much.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I'm happy to have a crew, have met you, met them, and be a
yeah.
part of an environment where, like, dude, we're all one team.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Yeah, because I agree with you, man. Like, not to put anybody's names out there or throw anyone under the bus, but me and my friend Davey, we've gone to like a bunch of events, and we know that there's some sour and bitter people out there that are just in it for the money, man. They're not even for the like, they're not in it for the love of the music. And it's like, who's in it for the love of music because they resonate with you very loudly.
Yeah,
And you know who are in it just for the money because you just know, man. Like Lumin Vibes. Everyone's a vibe. You know who are the good vibes and the bad vibes. Like you're just man. So it's like, and then
straight
I've
up.
even had other DJs. that they come up to us and they're like, "Hey man, we love your events because you treat us like really well," you know, because DJs they play like a bunch of events and they know who are the good and the bad, you know, like they have those
Oh yeah,
experiences. Yeah, so
100%.
yeah, we
Um,
just try to, you know, we everybody that plays with us, we try to like give them like a good like satisfaction to like our events. So like, you know, like at the end of the day, we just want them to be happy and just to keep coming back and just to spread a positive word about us, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. And that being said, we talked about your first events. We talked about your where you guys are now. Where can people reach you? What was the best way where people can connect um, with Lumen Vibrations and your team?
So the best way to connect with us, and I'm usually always on it because I like to see updates or just update my profile, update people, is gonna be on Instagram. It's gonna
Hey,
be Lumin Vibes. And you could also reach me at yeah, so you could reach me mostly on Instagram because that's gonna be like the number one platform I'm on. And then you could also reach my teammates. You could reach my right hand man, which is always posting things about us too. He goes by Young Davy. Shout out to my man. He's
hey,
also doing his rap career. So you know, just that's mostly where we're gonna be having our future events where you could catch us. You know, any and all of that stuff. Mostly
awesome.
Instagram, I'd have to say. Yeah, I want to expand to other platforms. One day I want to create my own website too, and but that's still in the works as of now.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, you know,
I
yeah,
love
just
it.
so
And
yeah.
and just spill it out real quick for all the listeners out there.
So
How do you
yeah, so
spell it?
that's gonna be at Lumen Vibes, LUMINVIBEZ, Lumen Vibes. Yeah, so that's literally where you could reach us. You know, we have X amount of followers right now. We're trying to once we hit 1,000 followers, I'm gonna do a giveaway. So every 1,000 followers, like I'm gonna be doing giveaways. And you know, like also I was talking to you about this earlier, but let me mention it for the people who don't know starting either next month. I really want to start it next month, if not late March, but within next month for sure. We're gonna be doing a new segment for DJs, upcoming DJs, and we're gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be promoting them, and we're gonna be doing some live streams with them. But you know, that's still in the works right now. I'm just giving you a little bit of it. But
Okay, okay.
we're gonna be doing some big stuff, man. Some very big stuff. Because at the end of the day, like we do events, but we also want to do much more than events. You know, we really want to be a part of this community and build something solid.
Nice. Oh man,
Yeah.
let me know whatever ways I can be involved because I
Oh
am
yeah, definitely,
fucking there, bro.
definitely, definitely. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. We like. I feel like you put out that energy and it brings it back with those same type of people. It's like, bro, we met for a certain like reason. I was like, you know, like it's
Oh hell
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
hell
it's
yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
And shout out to Instagram platform for just
Oh
honestly
yeah, for real. Yeah,
connecting us and for
yeah,
me
definitely.
honestly opening portals
Yeah,
especially in 2021. So definitely, yeah, social
yeah.
media has opened a lot of
Yeah, I
portals.
honestly I have to say like since the pandemic's going down, like honestly, I have to say like the underground scene has just been popping. Like it's just been popping. It's crazy.
Hey, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. It really has been 100%.
yeah, definitely.
Real quick, because I know you have you know you have a whole production team, and
Mhm.
you guys are continuously expanding. But any particular DJs from your recent events you'd like to shout out, or any artists, or any honestly you can shout out anyone. But I'm
Okay,
just
cool. Yeah, so
curious.
the people I like to shout out is my teammates. I want to shout out Bo Bandy. He goes by Randy Bo Bandy on Instagram. Yeah, he does a bunch of like reggaeton. He does a little bit of hip hop, but mostly his reggaeton, and he's also his Young Davy's brother. So they're both like every time they both perform. You know, they have songs together. You guys could
Nice.
also check that out with Randy Bo Bandy or Young Davy on Instagram. And then I also like to shout out my other teammate. He goes by D Hodge, which is his name is Daniel Hodge, and he does a lot of hip hop. He does. I actually like him because he hip hops not on CDJs, but he hip hops like on turntables.
Oh
So he
shit!
actually does like his mixing and scratching like on actual turntables. Like it's really legit, you know. Like that's what I
Wow.
look for. I look for like real true art, and like that's what I could
Yeah.
find from these people who I call my teammates, which I'm glad to call my teammates. You know. So it's like I just want to stick with people who are really there for the art and a little bit for the money, you know. But at the end of the day, that's our end goal. The
Oh
With the
yeah,
love of the art, the money's gonna come.
100%. I mean, the money
Yeah,
is just it's just something that's a part of it, obviously
yeah,
with
exactly,
curating something beautiful, something special, something that takes time,
exactly.
the listeners, the attendees should obviously value that, and of course, support the movement.
Right,
um,
exactly.
so definitely, dude, I am so excited for the upcoming show.
Heck yeah. And two more people I want to shout out that's been a big help within our scene because they're always coming through, man. They're always fucking amazing. Uh, One of them, his name is Dr. Defiant.
Hey,
Big man out there, big man out there. He's killing it right now. Oh no, yeah, he's killing it right now, man. Like this guy, like has people like this,
yeah.
has them like this, like fuck, like yeah, that guy. And then also shout out my man Chronos Mixbox. He's a real one too. Like both of them, they 100% love and respect to them.
I can't wait to meet everybody. I really am. I know I haven't met the whole team and everything, but like I just can't wait to really connect on that one-on-one level. Like if we
Oh
were
no,
like
yeah,
peak
definitely.
mushroom
You
trip.
gotta come out to the mix sessions, bro.
Dude, I'm there. I'm in Long
Yeah,
Beach,
fuck
bro.
yeah.
I'm in LA Long Beach area. Like
Okay.
I'm probably
Uh,
30 minutes from any
Hell
of that.
yeah, hell yeah. I mean, they hosted in Glendale. It might be a little further, but I mean
I don't
that's
give a
cool.
shit. I'm
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
that's what I'm
Just
talking about, bro. Fuck yeah, I'll
hell
invite you
yeah. You let me
next time
know and I'm
next time
there.
you're there. All right, awesome,
Swag.
awesome.
Awesome. Let me see if I want to make sure I don't forget any questions. I
Oh
want
no,
to I
you're
want to
good.
get a full deep dive.
Yeah.
Question. This is probably one of my favorite questions on the show podcast.
Okay.
If if we were to switch the roles right now, what question would if you were DJ Scruffy, what question would you ask yourself as a guest?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh,
Got
that's a good
him.
one. Yeah, you got him for real. That's a real good one. Okay, you fucking getting in there,
Hmm.
making me work. All right.
Yeah.
So one question I probably would have to ask myself is, um, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Yeah, yeah,
Hey. All
yeah.
right.
Where?
Okay.
So where I see myself in 10 years would have to be a solid structure with like my whole production, like a solid production, and I'd have to say a solid team, which is like, and also I'd have apparel out by then for sure. So it'd be a solid structured team, which would include the people who I said earlier, web designer, like marketing, all of that, promoting. I'm in the works of getting some promoters on my team. So like little by little, I'm just trying to build
Expanding.
that,
Hell yeah.
yeah, expand it, and then just consistently do events, possibly like once twice a month, this is one thing about us. Like some people, they ask me, they're like, "Hey, how come you guys don't do events consistently?" And the things, well, right now it's just a little harder because of venues and like things
Yeah.
like that. But we want to do a little more consistent. But we don't want to keep them too consistent because we don't want to bore people out. We want to keep it fresh. We want to keep it new. And also, when we're not doing events, we're thinking of like, hey, what's the next event we could do that could bring people and like really like, because I don't want to shout nobody out and like throw nobody under the bus, but I've gone to events where they're weekly, and you already know what to expect when you go to them. Like it's nothing new, and it's like at that point you're like, do I want to go? Do I not want to go? Like, and then the only reason you go is because the people you go with make it the way it is. Like
Yeah.
a fun time. But I want to do events where whether you go by yourself or you go with people, you're gonna have a grand time regardless.
Hey.
Like yeah, like it's gonna like we try to do like consistent but quality shows.
There you go. I
Yeah,
totally agree. I mean, with this generation, people's attention spans are so short.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that, like burning an ear online, and just yeah, just honestly just kind of burning out your crowd before it even gets started. So I
Exactly,
definitely believe that creating
exactly.
those events is the way to go, like more
Yeah,
spread out.
definitely, definitely. Last person I had to shout out would have to be Polar Knights, just
Hey,
because yeah, just because they've given me the opportunity to like just start with them with their lighting, and I've started like a little bit of lighting with them, but they gave me that chance to like start, and then grow as my own individual organizer and promoter and curator. So from them, I literally branched off and then just started making my own connections. But honestly, they would have to be like the main route from where I started.
Wow, wow. And if I may
Yeah.
ask, you guys still working together? You guys
Yeah, we're actually still working together. Like we're really good friends. We're working
okay.
together. We're actually they're having a desert event. It's called Whoville. It's gonna
Hey,
be on the 12th and 13th of March.
okay.
And
I'm gonna be there on
yeah.
my birthday. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, fuck
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna be
gonna be
oh
ooh.
shit.
That's gonna be some shit, man. Last one was some shit. This one's gonna be even more crazier. Because they actually have that's their anniversary, so they're planning to do
What?
some crazy amount of people there.
Okay.
They never disappoint, man. Honestly, the team is really solid, really solid.
Wow.
Honestly, I have to say like 90% comes from the team, and like I give a big shout out to all the teammates out there. You know.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I am just even triple more excited
yeah,
about all these opportunities opening up, man. Heck
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
And I'm definitely excited to in the future,
Yeah,
curate something us together.
yeah. I'll be there at the main stage. I'm gonna probably like take a bigger production out and be doing the live lighting out there for. I always control their lighting for the main stage,
Okay.
so this production is gonna be a little better. It's gonna be bigger too. So
Wow.
can't wait for that one. Can't wait for that one.
If I may ask, with your current setup, would you say you need your own you're almost to the point where
Yes.
you need your
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
generator?
Yeah.
Cannot
For
be
sure.
tapped into the
For
sound.
sure. Yes, for sure. I need yeah, so I actually have a buddy of mine. He goes by Ida DJ. He's a cool buddy of mine. He always lets me like helps me out with whatever I do. He's like usually been helping me out, like letting me borrow his generator. So I
Hey.
shout him out for that. And yeah, I possibly have to be taking my own generator and setting
That's
up
the
all.
plug.
Yeah,
He's
that's
the
the
plug to the
plug.
plug.
Honestly, yeah, that shit. If not, I don't know. Like I'd have to go rent one out or something. But yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm
Definitely.
saying. Like the true love of like the people, you see who they are because like they just know what you're doing and they just help you out because they themselves like what you're doing. So it's like
Straight up. Straight up.
exactly. That's where the
Oh
love of the
man.
music comes in.
Dude, that's exciting, bro. Dude, I love it. I love it. I am just so excited for it all. And man, I just gotta thank you so much for being on the show, man. Thank you so much
Oh,
for taking
thank
some
you for
time.
fucking having me, man. Fuck yeah. We gotta do this live next time.
Yes, yes. No, we're there. We're there. I want it, and this is great because we're starting the journey like this. Our next episode's probably gonna have your whole lighting on. I want to
Yes,
be able to
everybody.
feature all the production.
Yes, everybody's on it.
Done deal, bro. I'm game. I'm ready to rock. Again, thank you. But before we close things up, is there anything you want to say to our listeners out there?
So, to the listeners out there, to the new ones, to the old ones, to the future ones, Lumin Vibes, we're coming live. So, just be ready for the next event. Follow us on Instagram, Lumin Vibes.
Lumin Vibes coming live. You already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
You
you
already
already know.
know.
Yeah, definitely stay posted for that because you don't want to miss it. Yeah.
Respect and love, baby. All right. Well, for anyone out there listening, Lumen Vibrations, baby. Scruffy Life Records. We in the house, baby.
Scruffy live.
You already know, baby. You get it,
Yes,
baby. Heck yeah, man.
man. Fuck yeah.
All right, baby. Scruffy Life Sessions podcast. Amazing episode. This is probably one of the best podcast episodes I've ever done. I feel like I've known you for fucking 10 years, brother. Literally.
Hey, likewise, likewise.
Hell yeah, man. Scruffy Life Sessions out, baby. Catch you guys in the next episode. Again, just know that we're releasing episodes every Friday through Saturday. And we're going to be continuously keeping you guys updated. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and visit and keep updated with us on scruffylife.com. And we're going to be following Lumen Vibrations. We're going to be tracking this very closely, keeping you guys updated with their upcoming events, upcoming productions, the expansion, and we're gonna take it all the way to the live shows. So shout out to anyone who stayed here and listened to this all Scruffy Live Sessions. This is your host, DJ Scruffy. Catch you guys next week, baby. Lumen Vibrations.
Hey.
gang, gang, baby. And then
Hey, gang,
one, two,
gang.
three.